Okay, so I hope the whiteboard is visible to you. Yeah, it's visible, na? Okay, thank you, Mansi. So let's start. So uh, till date, that means till 16th of July, we can cover all uninformed search strategy. So for memorizing all the things, so we have to create a one table. So we can go for the short revision. So first, I am going to create a table. So that is very easy to visualize all the things. So this table belong to the uninformed search. Okay. So in this table, I am going to put like a criteria. So one system is your criteria. Okay, criteria. Then here I am using BFS. Okay. Then here I am using DFS. Okay. And here I am using UCS Uniform Cost Search. So please, I am writing the short form so you know all the things. Then here you are using Depth Limit Search DLS. Okay. Then here I'm using IDS, iterating deeping search. Okay. And at last I am going to use bi-directional search. So bi-directional search. So what is the full form? This is the, I'm going to write bi-directional search. Okay. So here, what is the criteria? We already know the criteria we can follow here. The criteria we can follow here: time, that means time complexity, this one. Then we are going to follow space complexity. Okay, this one. So we have to follow this one. This is a very easy to memorize. Then space complexity, then optimal, and then complete. Okay, these things. Sorry, on the whiteboard my writing is a little bit sloppy. Okay, so don't think about it, don't mind that one. Okay, so time complexity, space complexity, then I'm talking about the optimal, then I'm talking about complete. Okay, so first I'm talking about the time complexity of here I can follow the asymptotic notation, big O. Big O I'm follow. Okay, so don't be confused. So time complexity of BFS, if I'm talking about, then in BFS we can go for the label wise. So whatever the depth we can explore all the things. So I'm going to write order of B ka power D. Here I am writing B equal to branch factor and D equal to maximum depth. Okay, so everything should be clear. Okay, now, and suppose I'm talking about the space complexity of this one, so it will take how much we can cover, so it will be explore this one, so same as a time complexity. Its BFH is optimal, yes, it can give the result always, and it's complete, yes, it's always complete. Okay, now talking about a DFS, it can explore order of B ka power. Here I am not writing D, I am writing M. So now here, so what is the difference of B or M? So here M equal to depth limits, we can fix the limit where we can find the goal. Find the goal. Up suppose why I am writing M, suppose take a one example. Suppose this one will be happened like this one. So your structure like this one. Now this is a tree search space. Okay. So this one, and suppose I am going to use this red one is a goal. So now understand, I can travel here, then there, then again back to travel here, then again back to travel here, and then get goal here. So I can travel only this limit, this limit, this limit, this limit. I cannot explore whole limit. I cannot explore this side. So that's why this is the M limit. So I'm writing depth limit find by the goal. That means the M. So I'm writing out of it. So how much it can memory save? Suppose I can search only this one, this part. I can left this part. So whatever this one, so it will take order of branching factor into M. Okay, this way. And this is the optimal? No. This is the complete? No. Is optimal is complete in special cases. Okay, so basically not complete. I'm talking about here the general cases of DFS, BFS, UCS, DLS, IDS, and bidirectional search. Okay, now come to the informed cost search. So informed cost search, we can explore all the branches for the finding out the minimum cost. So I am going to write order of beta power D. So it will be explored. So that means it will take space as a same, because it can be explored all the branches with all their limits. So informed cost is the optimal. The question is yes, is the optimal, because always finding the smallest cost is complete. Yes, always complete. Okay, because we are talking about the cost could not be the infinite. Okay, so it will be follow this one. So it will be optimal and complete. Now depth limit search. So here in the place of M, I am going to use, in the place of M, I am going to use order of B ka power limit. I can fix the limit. Then space complexity, as it is the depth first search. This is the optimal. So it optimal? Is it optimal? So it not be always optimal. You cannot get a solution if you limit the date. Yes, it complete. So is it complete? Yes, but one condition: if limit is greater than D. Okay, so if I can go for the L value, that means the depth limit always greater than D, then this will be complete. Okay, because we are fixed the limit, so I can take this condition. Okay. Now talking about the IDS. So IDS, what variable there's a time complexity, as it is the, or sorry. So order of beta power D. So space complexity, it will be take this one, the branching factor, because it followed BFS and DFS both. So I can write this one, and it is a optimal, yes, and it is a complete, yes. This is the possible. And at last, so at last I'm going to write this one, bidirectional sort. So already know beta power D by 2. So it will be, this one be also space complexity, beta power D by 2. How much? This is the optimal, yes, and this is the complete, yes. So this is the easiest way to memorize all the uninformed search. Okay, so I am going to write this one. So this is the important for you. Okay, so this one is important for you. Okay, so memorize this table. It can be helpful for your future purpose, even if interview purpose, even if campus placement. Is it clear? Please anyone reply. It is okay now. Okay. So we can move further forward. So basically, we can study in uninformed search. What we have studied, first we study DFS, then second we study DFS, then third we study UCL informed cost search, then fourth we will study iterative deeping search, and the fifth one we can study like bidirectional queries. Bidirectional search. Okay, so this all search we have to follow. So before this, this all comes inside the problem solving. For problem solving, we can follow the search algorithm. So for finding out the problem solving, so we can follow the search algorithm. Okay. So basically our target to get a what? So basically we can say that suppose you can go for the search algorithm terminology. So what we have to follow inside that search algorithm for the strategy. So we can go discuss here search space. We can discuss here. Now see, problem solving, we can follow search algorithm. In search algorithm, we are discussing about search space, then start space, then start space, then we can go for the search space, start space, then go for the goal state, goal state. So these are the terminology where we can follow this one. Okay, now see, in suppose we can go for reaching the start state, we can follow here path cost, we can follow here the path cost, then we can follow here solution, whatever you are getting, then here we try to find the optimal solution. Optimal solution to reach the goal. Okay, so these things are related to the search algorithm, so we can follow. That means whatever you can follow anyone, if you are DFS, BFS, UCS, IDS, we can follow this one. So basically, if you're talking about someone asking what is the properties of search algorithm, that means how can find out the performance of your system. So in performance of system, suppose I am talking about, then we are talking about these three things. So first we are talking about the performance, completeness, optimal, time, and the last one we can go for space. We can go for space. These are the performance analysis parameter. Performance analysis parameter. Okay, these all are performance analysis. Analysis. Okay, these all are the performance analysis for the search problem. And suppose we are talking about the search parameter, so these are the search parameter. Okay, these are the search parameter. Search parameter, search space, start space, and goal state. Okay, so don't be confused all the things. So already discussed. So before reaching the problem solving, so then how this problem can solving. So we are talking about the agent. Agent, that means the rational agent. We are talking about the rational agent. So what is the meaning of rational agent? Always try to find out optimal result. So that's why we calling the rational agent. Always try to find out the optimal result. That is not a gives the guarantee ki we can find optimal result in all situations, but we'll try to find, always try to find the optimal result. Okay, based upon the given condition. So this rational agent can be help from. So these are the help. We can discuss about the rational agent. How can you can follow? So rational agent. First one we can discuss about the simplex. That means the simple agent. So sometimes called reflex. Reflex. The second one we can call model based. Model based agent. Model based agent. Then third one we can call goal based agent. Then fourth one we can utility based agent. And last one we can call the learning based agent. Okay, this agent. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This four type, the type of agent. We can set the A, B, C, D, and E. These are four types we can follow the learning based agent. So every agent having own advantage and disadvantage. So that is important for the beginner. So suppose I am talking about this is the work on the current scenario. We work on the current scenario, current situation. We can say that the current situation. It work on the little bit past and current, goal based. It always try to find out goal, and utility based, the best possible way to find out the goal, the best possible way to find goal. Okay, and learning based agent, that means it work on past experiences. Okay, on the basis of, so in learning based agent we are talking about four component. So in learning based agent we can talking about the four component. So first component will be learning element. This one be the learning elements, where agent will be learned from the past and the future, whatever the current scenario. The second one is the feedback, that means crystallize. So we can, it can be work on the base of on the feedback. So it can work on the feedback improvement. Then fourth one called performance element. So we work on the internal performance elements, and the last one we can sort the problem generator. These are the four type of learning based agent. So that means the component we can solve that, call that component of learning based agent. Okay, so learning elements, criticize, feedback, performance element, and problem generator inside that one. So these things are important for your theory and your exam basis, and they will ask you define simple based agent with example. We should go for all these four types real time example. Okay, real time example. Is it clear? So here, if you're talking about uninformed search, That means we are discuss BFS. So it's tree-based search. Okay. Similarly to this one is a tree-based search. This one is the cost-based search. This one is also tree-based search. And this one is also tree-based search. Okay. So among this one is a cost-based, this one all are tree-based. So inside this one, in BFS, we are using queue data structure. Here we are using the stack data structure. In UCS, we cannot using queue and stack. It's simply you can store the minimum weight. UDS both queue plus stack, and this one is also queue plus stack. Okay, yeah, simply we can say that this will maybe using queue or stack. This is the possibility. So these are the data structure we are using. These are the data structure. These are the data structure we are using for searching with this algorithm. Okay, so these things are the little bit informations. That means we can go for that one. Till now we can cover. Okay. Yeah, anyone doubt? Yeah, is it clear? Sagar Tomar, can you share this file? Sagar, this is on the whiteboard in my computer. Maybe I will try. Okay. But if you want to note down, then go for that one. Because it's not possible to write all the things on the PPT also. Okay. These are the things, whatever I can learn from study, so I can discuss with you and search for that one. Basically, they will ask from the research purpose. Though now see why I am writing all the things. So my purpose is, suppose you choose a field for the R&D, then these things are asking. If you go for the product-based company, product-based, then these things are asking. They are more focused on this one. And apart from coding. Now see, there is a one confusion among you. Suppose your algorithm is strong. Suppose your algorithm is strong, it doesn't mean that you are very enough to write a code. Suppose someone have coder, the one-term coder. The coder having only knowledge about to write a code, nothing knowledge about the algorithm. If someone have algo plus coder, they have tried to run their own company. So these are the best. Okay. So if you have a quality of algo plus coder, then you can get a product-based company. Otherwise, if you have a strong in algorithm, if you are strong in coder, if you are strong in algorithm, then you can get a R&D sector. So there is no requirement of coding, because if your algorithm is strong, a little bit your coding will be strong. Not too much, but basics knowledge are clear. But if your coder is strong, if you become a coder, then you can definitely get a job in service-based company, but it will be very difficult to get a product-based company. I'm not saying you cannot get a coder, cannot get a product-based company, but you can prefer this one, algo plus coder. Okay, then you get a good package also. So from the next class, we are going to start on uniform search. Okay, uniform search. So in the next class, we are going to start uniform search. In informed search, where we're going to study about A star, best first search, and AOS star. Okay. So these three algorithms we are going to study in informed search. Okay. So before starting in informed search, in the next class, I have to discuss. Uh, like how can avoid the repeatable state. So these things are you have to discuss 2 points before starting this one on informed search. So I need to discuss 2 points. First point I need to discuss avoiding repeated state, and the second one I have to discuss uh, constant satisfaction search, or we can say that constant satisfaction search, or we can say that this one search with partial information. Okay, search with partial information. Search with partial information. So search with partial information we are going to discuss in the next class, these two things. If time allow, then we can go for the constant satisfaction problem. Then how can CSP we can discuss? And CSP is a huge chapter. Okay. So these things we are going to discuss in the next class. So how can avoid all the things like avoiding repeated state? Because there is a possibility, na, if like suppose this one. So like a tree based structure, and suppose there is a back stage like this one. Okay, if there is a structure, then in that case there is a possibility of infinite loop. Then how can avoid this one? Okay, so basically if your data structure and algorithm is strong, then you are self enough to analyze and answer these questions. Okay, so now I need to, for this one, suppose I am discussing about this one. So as you know, so we can go for application part of DFS and BFS. That is important. So this one for DFS, so finding out the cycle in a graph or not, that is the application part of the DFS. The second one, strongly connected component, we are going to discuss. These are the application of the DFS. Then third one, puzzle solving problems we can solve through DFS, like 8-pin problem like this one. So fourth one, finding the cycle. Then fourth one, what happened? This one may be okay. And for BFS, I'm talking about this one is a DFS. Okay, and fourth one, the nodes are connected or not. Node are connected or not. Now this is the competitive programming. Basically, suppose someone asks you, suppose you have a given a one structure, huge amount of data like a tree and forest, then how can find out how many cycles are exist? So basically go for the DFS apply and find out. Okay, these are the application parts of the DFS. Same process if you can follow for the BFS. I'm talking about the BFS. So application part of BFS. Okay, so first one we can apply for the GFS process, geographical position systems. We can go using the BFS. Second one, neighbor node find out using BFS. Third one, we are using the routing, that means the network. We are using the BFS, finding out the neighbors nearest using BFS and GFS, and this one. And this BFS is also applicable for the strongin component, finding out the graph and nodes connected, but not a puzzle solving. We try to find out the puzzle, but it will be made more difficult. So this all the things are applicable. So basically GFS, neighbor node, and routing. Okay, because what happened in BFS, we can explore each and every node. Suppose like this one. So we can explore first this one, then we explore first this one, then we can explore for this one. So that's why we can find out nearest neighbor using BFS, that is using the networking and GFS. So why, how to find out in the GFS, geographical, suppose I can search, so it can be searched this one, and this one is the nearest places. So it can be explored like all the places. So that's why I'm telling you this one for the BFS. Okay. Is it clear? So I hope you have no doubt regarding AI problem, search problem, and informed search. So go through the book and note down all the concept in your notebook. So that is helpful for your examination time. It can be helpful for your examination time. Okay. So whatever I am writing, if you are interested to note down, then note down and follow that one. And for assignment, internal assignment, so your one chapter is completed. So do one thing. So one assignment for you. Okay, just a basic. I'm not giving too much assignment for you. I'm not interested to give you, and not believing that getting up too much assignment to the student. So assignment is that you can finish uninformed search and AI problems. So generate one real-time problem and define environment and try to solve using any search strategy. So that is the assignment number 1 for you. Real-time problem, find out the real-time problem, define environment, define agent, and solve using any search strategy like uninformed search. So what we have to do for the assignment, this is assignment number 1. On the basis of I can go for the internal assessment. So basically we can do 2 and 3 problems. That is enough for the internal segment. The first assignment is find out real problem, define environment for it, assign agent, and apply which uninformed algorithm is best and why. This is for assignment. Okay, only one question, including 2 chapters. Okay. Is it clear? So from one side you can maintain your lab record also, from the another side you can maintain your assignment also. because at that time when you can put at the end of this semester, suppose I'm going to ask you, please submit your lab manual, please submit your assignment, then that time you can submit. So that time you're not asking me, sir, you're not giving assignment, you're not giving to told me that this one, this reason, and this reason. Please inform your college group, among your friend, all the things. This system and these questions will be, first assignment will be this one. Okay. So we have to maintain this one. We have to make it these questions and put it yourself. When I'm going to ask you, then you can submit. Is it clear?